So what's up, guys? This is Ninja. Oh no, Ninja. And basically, first and foremost, huh? Okay, yeah, that's weird. My desktop audio was muted. But hopefully my audio will be better. I don't know. I recently turned it up. The mic. I hope it's better. Anyways, what I wanted to say, let's see if I can do this and the other thing at the same time. I'm watching this video, by the way. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you. We'll start play from the beginning. That's fine. I'm gonna mute it. So the point is, I was watching this replay, right? And it reminded me of my childhood, basically, when I grew up, pretty much. And we used to do this stuff to one another. Now, um, I understand the difference here, but it seems like my friends didn't understand the difference, and because I did, I compensated. And because I used them as an outlet to get away from home, I don't want to be home. And so I'd go to their house. And because I don't want to piss them off, because I was at their house, I let it slide. But they took it like they were the alpha of the group because I was like, again, this is why I wanted to make this video is because they felt like they were in charge because it was their house and they were Kobe in the sense, but they were Kobe uh, in the sense that I like essentially like how can I explain it? I was Kobe actually, and I wasn't doing anything because the referee would say you ain't allowed at my house anymore, and that's what I was afraid of. And so I just every time they did something, I just put my hands up. That makes more sense. So I was Kobe, right? But they thought they were alpha. They thought they were dominant because I wasn't doing anything, and like you're a bitch because you're not doing anything. But in reality, no, I'm just using you for your house, you dumb idiot. And it makes sense because they used me for my car, right? And they fucked it up. They ruined the friendship and what could have been and what should have been, basically. But they ruined it. So because of this kind of deal, like that's petty. That's baby dick to me, right? And that's right there, right? Did you see it? We'll go back because they're gonna make a big deal about it. But did you see it? Kobe doesn't flinch. And that's kind of what I was. But in the sense that, like, I knew that if I did something, I couldn't come back to their house. That's kind of how the world works. Like, oh, well, if you do something, that's the problem with sellouts. Is because now I have to play your game, or you're gonna take your game away, and then I'm left without, and my life needs you in order to feel enjoyment. Basically, this is why selling out is not good, and it feels good for the time being. Of course, it was a good escape for me, right? But at the end of the day, it was bad for me. I should have fucking went to the library, or I should have done something else with my time instead of putting up with that bullshit. Or I should have fucking gotten his face and been like, dude, stop. What the fuck are you doing? You know? I should, but because of my upbringing and because of my father and his influence, I was very chill and reserved. And I had to learn how to not be on my own, and I learned how to basically I grew up without a dad in a sense. I had a dad. I had a financial stability and whatnot. Um, but I grew up without that kind of father, the essence. Essentially, he was a very mute father, right? He was there, but he was mute, basically. Just kind of like, just, that's it, just whatever. Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah. And he didn't care what happened, and he never got involved. He never like, oh, someone's picking on you. Let me go fuck him up. Let me go put him in his place. He never showed me that kind of approach to life. I had to learn that on my own, and that's kind of what I put out. So whenever something happens, I seek the source and I go and I confront it and I head on. Like I may not have been a dad, have had a dad, but I learned how a dad should be, and I learned through life, just like through experience, basically. Like this works. This that nope, yep, nope, yep, nope. And so I just kept doing that until I had eventually, okay, now I have now I have the data, essentially, right? Um, I learned what a dad should be like, basically, and that's what I've started to do. I learned that, but the point is, I didn't do that because of, well, first off, again, and the reason why he didn't flinch is because he knew that he wouldn't do it. And the second he did it, Kobe knew that they would fight. Heath, the guy on the smaller guy, thinks he's the shit, or thinks he's a young guy. He's just young, and he thinks he's cool, and he thinks Kobe's a veteran. He's an actual veteran. That's the difference. Me, I'm a veteran to life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a young buck. I'm a veteran. I know. I know. Like Kobe, I know. And if I go back in time and be a father for me, and for my upbringing, I would know. Don't put up with this shit. Don't sell out. I'm so lucky I was born a man. I'm so lucky I was born a man. I'd have so many kids right now. I guarantee my life would fucking suck if I was a woman. Right? Or it could be completely different. I don't know. Maybe the house would have been amazing if I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy to think about. But anyways, the point is this dynamic here, and it reminds me of my childhood, and it brings me back. And I'm explaining this and sharing this for you to learn. And whoever you are, it doesn't matter. Whatever, this should be. You pay for this. You would pay for this kind of information, this kind of knowledge. They'd put it behind a vault or a paywall or something. This is stuff you get from Family Matters or from like a TV show that was all about family development. Like this is some good shit that I'm telling you that you would learn. That I wish I didn't put up with the bullshit. Right? That's why I'm glad I wasn't a woman, because imagine what I would have put up with. Imagine what I would have been involved in. Imagine all the bullshit I would have fucking had to deal with. Imagine how much shit I'd probably be dead right now. If the reverse happened, I might be dead. I don't know. I don't know. That's insane. But I was born a man. I was very alpha as fuck. The ladies loved me. The girls loved me. Um, when there wasn't someone chiming in and trying to like, oh look at me, ladies, look at me, pounding his chest, trying to be loud. When we are just standing in a line and the girls are like, that one. It was always me. That one, because I stood out amongst like the most manly, the most epic man there was me. But then there was a bunch of fakers, and they got in the way, and that's what's kind of going on now. In reality, in life, there's a bunch of traffic, a bunch of noise, and we can't get from A to B because we gotta go A 1, 2, 3 all the way to like 5 million, and then B, and then you gotta go 5 million to C, and 5 million D, 17 million E, right? There's so much traffic and so much noise, and that's kind of what Trump's book is. And this is what makes me special, it makes me unique, is because I have the mind for it. I have the godlike mind for it. I have the attention for it. I notice so much. People, they watch and things just go by. But me, I'm perceptive on the things that you don't know about. That's why I stop. Before, people would try to say, oh, he's slow. It's not that I'm slow, it's I'm thinking. It's them too. It's not that they're slow. I mean, there's a chance. Don't get me wrong. There is a chance they could be slow. Maybe they just fucked up. But also, there's a chance that maybe they're just thinking, right? And they're thinking it. They're thinking of it at a level that you can't comprehend. That's what it is. And they can't translate it, but people can't fucking. They say, "I'm the center of the universe. I'm God. I'm me." They get their dick stuck in the cookie jar, as this one fucking dumbass used to, would always say, right? Do something he shouldn't, blah blah blah, right? So, anyways, that's kind of the point of this. Kobe didn't flinch, and I didn't flinch, and again, it was because I was using them for the experience. I didn't want to be home, so I used them, and I put up with a bunch of shit growing up basically because I don't want to be home. I don't want to deal with the bullshit at home. So I put up with so much shit over here, so much shit over there, and so much shit everywhere. But everywhere I went was drama, but it was just a different form. I could be loud, I could fuck around, but I had to do it according to what they wanted to do, right? And fortunately, what he wanted to do was stuff that I liked. So we got along in that sense. But every single time I wanted, this is why I grew up without an ego. Like I told you, I grew up with like, I was very vacant. My father was like absent. Basically, I grew up without an ego, and that's what it was. I rode passenger in the car, and I grew up that way. That was my life. I grew up that way. But most girls were trying to force me into the driver's seat, and I was like, no, no, I don't have no reason to know. I have not found the reason to fly yet. Recently, I think I have. Basically, now I'm in the driver's seat. And all I'm doing is trying to undo the damage that has been done. It's because the world was done. We were complete at one point. The world is too perfect. The problem was that people were looking for problems. Basically, they were looking for problems, and they found them, and they made them the main cup of tea. And then now we have too many problems. So that's the problem, and no one is there to fucking keep the balance, keep it straight. But I am, and there's a bad source in the world that's trying to basically make me compete with all of the noise and all of the traffic and all of the bullshit. So most people will never hear me, and I'm a lot much like what's her name, AOC, like Bernie Sanders, like President Obama. Like I'm a lot like those guys, right? I would say I'm better than those guys and girl, right? I'm better, right? And that's why I could point out like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Trump. That's why I could look at them and point like this is wrong, this is wrong. I could point it out because I could see it. Because that was me. I rode passenger. This is why I can't play League of Legends because I don't have an ego, basically, right? And now I fake it to a certain point. I fake having an ego, and it gets me. And I hope that it will get me far enough to the point where I'm playing with people with egos, and then I can just play off of their ego, where I can use them so they run in, and I control. I'm the manager, right? I'm making sure everything's good, and that's what they do. And that's kind of what I've done since the beginning. When I first used to play this League of Legends game, I played Oriana, and I played her like I was a support mid, I would say. I'm like, how come you just don't play support? I was like, because I can't do what I do in mid. Where like late game, I can actually kill the shit out of the AD, but as a support, it's like, look, I set it up, I killed him. I can hold you down, but as a support, I can hold you down, and that's all I can do. That's all I can do. I can get in the way. I can hold you down, right? But that's it. Some people like to do that. Great, cool, power to them, right? That's fine. You can enjoy that. I don't. It's because I can't. And I feel bad for those people because they will never make it unless they partner with someone who can. That's why I think duos exist. That's why they allow duo, is because there are people that are just the bottoms in a relationship. They are just the support. They are just the wall. They are the heel, right? That's all they can do. But to me, I do that, but I also go for the throat, right? I sustain, I keep everything up, but at the same time, I'm like, stop fucking with my fucking team. You know what I'm saying? I will fucking kill the shit. That's why I play the way I do. And that's why I do what I do. And that's, I think, why my account's fucked up now. Because I play with someone who's a higher elo, and so now the system sets me against players who are higher elo, but they keep on failing to put a good player on my team. So, anyways, it's a bunch of drama. On that one account, I have three. The other two perfect to find whenever, I think, anyways. But one of the accounts, it's bullshit. But anyways, that's it. Be well, be happy, be safe. I've been talking for too long. The video I played is 3 minutes and 8 seconds. I've been talking for 16 minutes. That's it. Be well, take care, be loved, be strong, and have a great day. Don't let the door hit you or the Lord split you, and peace. Push the button. Push it.